Hey everyone, this is Derrick Broze with the Conscious Resistance Network, and today I just want to share with you a brief tour that I was part of Punta Mona, the intentional community permaculture farm, permaculture school, a number of different things that I've talked about in the past that's based in Costa Rica. You may have seen my interview with Stephen Brooks, who's the founder, co-founder of Envision Festival, one of the founders of Punta Mona, as well as several other communities and farms in Costa Rica. And this is the Punta Mona website, puntamona.org, where you can find all about it. And as we've shared before, Stephen was affected by visiting Costa Rica more than 25 years ago and witnessing school children, indigenous school children, being sprayed by pesticides, and it kind of propelled him to go down to Costa Rica and see what he can learn and how he could help. And he's been involved in community building and partnering with the indigenous population and the local population of Costa Rica, and just sharing so much knowledge about plants. And now he has Punta Mona, which is this beautiful farm where they teach permaculture design courses. They have retreats, and they have all kinds of, they're now starting to bottle their own medicines and their own foods, and there's all kinds of great food there, and dinners, and just, it's so great. You can learn all about this on their website if you want to find out more about it. But what I'm going to share with you guys right now is just a tour that Stephen gave of Punta Mona, and it's about 25 minutes long or so, so just enjoy this, watch this as Stephen gives you a walk around Punta Mona and shows you a little bit about all the plants. This is just focused on the plants, which there's so many of them there. There's also a community kitchen, there's cabins where people stay, there's a yoga area, there's a lot of different things going on, but this is a walk through the jungle of Punta Mona. So enjoy, guys. Till next time, remember, you're powerful, you're beautiful, and you are free. Peace.
And it's amazing.
And this is just a vine snake?
Yeah, we gotta eat the boomerang, just like that. Huh?
I think there was one fruit on it.
Never boomerang. Try boomerang. You can do it on Instagram. You can do it on Instagram. But you have to install it on Instagram.
Oh, I see.
It's even hard to like pick up in the camera where it's at. There you go.
I see him just like reaching up. He's reaching up.
So cool. Look at his tongue, huh?
Look at the, I mean, the skin's like identical to the tree.
Yeah. Bark.
Right, I know, it looks like a twig.
I can't do it. It's asking for my...
Zero is ourselves and our soul, and it's what we should be giving the most energy to. Zone 1 is like our homes and the immediate area around our home. Zone 2 is a little further out. Zone 3 is a little further out from that. Zone 4 and Zone 5 is like the wilds, which you know, and there's also your social zones, like your social zone, you're still Zone 0. But then your Zone 1 are like your family or your lover, or like people you interact with every day. Zone 2 are like the people that maybe a couple times a week. Zone 3 is like maybe once a month. Zone 4, maybe you send them a Facebook happy birthday. Zone 5 are like the billions of people you don't know. And again, it really is in relation with the E-ROI, like how much energy are you putting in and how much are you getting out? It's like this exchange of energy. And permaculture is just like a toolkit, a design toolkit. So when we think it's, a lot of times people try to get like really literal with like, they're not rules. And that's what's so great about permaculture is there's no rules. There's more just kind of like guidelines for design. So when we think about the zones, we think about like how much energy is whatever I'm about to plant or about to do, how much of my energy is it going to take and where should I place it in my system? So that's something to think about as we look right around here. Anybody? Really, one of the most tropical fruit trees, and it's called a water apple, or a Malay apple is actually the common name. And you can see it just ended. There was like hundreds and hundreds of fruit on it last week. It's one of those fruits that it flowers and it fruits and there's thousands of them, and it's all in like a matter of 2 weeks, the fruits. And maybe, do you see any more up there? These looks like they just fell. One of the most amazing thing about this tree is that when it flowers, it showers these like iridescent pink little hairs, and the whole ground becomes pink. It reminds me of those islands when we were in Miami years ago. This like artist, Cristo, like made all the islands pink. Literally, this right here a couple weeks ago was like a pink island. It was pretty epic. You know, it's very easy to propagate. Somehow it's gotten we have probably more than we need of them because they all fruit almost around the same time, and maybe there's another one that maybe still has. Recently there was one right in front of the Patty's house. we had a bodega with all of our kayaks in it. It got struck by lightning recently, and we lost all our kayaks. But we also, it hit the water apple tree, and we just took out that tree. And like in permaculture, one of the kind of things that we like to say is that make the problem the solution. You know, so it's like, sure, it's a big problem that the lightning struck our bodega and we lost that giant tree, but now it gave us so much opportunity. You know, often we'll see that in life, like some tragedy will happen, and in the moment, we can't even imagine or fathom how it could turn into something good. But it often does, you know, often it does. Like, I mean, a year ago at this time, I was separating from my wife, and like, I just couldn't even imagine ever being happy again. You know, and now I can look back, wow, you know, maybe it was all for all the right reasons, and then now maybe all these new doors are opening, and all these new things are happening. It's kind of just like, you know, a lot of times when I talk about permaculture, I like to go from, you know, from the plants and the farm, but also like how can we take these principles and these philosophies and really merge them into our everyday. Yeah, cool. Someone else, another plant around here, over time. That make sense? Yeah, cool. Another plant around here, anybody?
This one?
This is a very exciting one. Now, something really exciting about this one is, so this is mame zapote. We had it for breakfast this morning. You guys get some for breakfast? Is that
it's like a
pumpkin pie kind of?
Yeah.
Now, what's so amazing about it, so are people familiar with grafting? Fruit tree grafting?
Or
Yes.
Can you like mix two trees
You can mix two trees together. So so when you graft, your goal is you want to, hey, pura vida. Esto, hermano. ¿Te vas allá? ¿En serio? Ah, okay.
I love when your neighbors come to
Pura vida. So we want to select plants for different qualities. What kind of qualities do you think we're seeking for in plants?
Resilience.
Like resilient, so we want disease resistant. For example, right now in cacao, a lot of what we're selecting for is Monilia, which is a cacao disease, that we're trying to find cacao varieties that are resistant to Monilia. So that's a really good one. Nice, David. Another one?
Compatibility with the environment.
Yeah.
Long lasting?
Yeah, sure. What?
Symbiosis.
I mean, the most common one is it
Fruiting.
tastes good.
Yeah.
We're looking for the one, like if we have 100 trees, one might taste a little bit different, and that's the one we want to select. Or if it's a bigger fruit, or if it has white polka dots on it. Or like in ornamental plants, we're looking for the variegated one. Or
but within one, if you like have one species, if one species of mango, like hundreds of them, if you can you selectively breed plants like you would animals? Like if you
can selectively breed them, yeah. Now, I mean, think about marijuana. Like, there's crosses. You pick this, like
I didn't think about it so much.
No, I mean, you could select for the different qualities that you're looking for. Yeah. So the reason why, so another thing that we select for is dwarfs. Because like, imagine you have a really small backyard and you want to grow mame zapote. Are you going to grow that one? Look at the mame zapotes up there. You see it? See all the way up there? See all those fruits? Those big giant brown footballs up there? Yeah. See them, David? Squint. The really tall one, the tallest one.
tree right there.
Yeah, you see them?
Same thing as that.
That's the same one as this. But this is a dwarf. You wouldn't want to put that one in your backyard, would you?
No.
But this one you would. It's pretty cool, right?
So you propagate this one? Is that what
You propagate, and the way you propagate it is I would take a seedling, I would take a seed and I would let it grow. I take a pot, I put a seed. I put a seed of one that is more of like a wild, kind of like really strong rooted one. And I take the seed and I put it in a pot. I let it grow until, say, it's maybe this big, maybe that big around, and then I cut off its top, okay? And then I take a branch that's about the same size, okay, and of the tree that I'm selecting, and I make, there's many ways to do it, but one is you can make like a wedge, it's called a wedge graft, and you make like a point, you take a really sharp knife, and you make like a point, and you try to expose as much of the cambium layer as possible, that outside layer, and you line it up, and then the other one you make like a slit. So remember, you just cut the top off, so what are you left with, like a branch like that, right? You just take a sharp knife and slit the center of it, and you wedge the top one in, and then you tie really tight around it. Now what happened is the cambium layers are lining up. So the liquids and it just splices back together. So now you have the qualities of what we call the root stock down below, and we have the qualities of the fruit-giving plant above. Now the best example in the world is the Hass avocado. Now everybody knows the Hass avocado. Anybody know where it came from? No? No? Where? Hass avocado, where'd it come from?
What's that?
You know where the Hass avocado came from?
Not from Mexico.
Nope, the Hass avocado came from Orange County, California, from Richard Haas's backyard in the 1930s.
Legend.
Now the crazy thing about the Hass avocado is every single solitary Hass avocado that you eat came from a branch, that 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 came from a branch, from Richard Haas's avocado tree that's no longer there, that died like, I don't know, 30, 40 years ago. Isn't that amazing?
That's awesome.
Every single one.
Every single one in the world.
It's a descendant of.
It's a descendant. It's a we call it vegetative propagation. Another form of vegetative propagation is, somebody asked about this.
I did one of the. This is the national fruit of Cuba.
Really?
Wow. Yeah.
This is another another example of vegetative propagation. This here is yerba mate.
What?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yep. I brought it from. I got it at Earth Dance Festival in Northern California, and it doesn't make seeds here, so I didn't have an opportunity to propagate it, and I wanted more of it. So what you do is you come in and you scrape. See, I did it here, but nobody ever wrapped it. See right here, you scrape the outside layer, and then you put coconut fibers around it, and then you wrap tin foil around that, and then it starts shooting out roots right here. And then once it has roots, I cut below it, and then I have exactly the same as the mother. So there's this concept. See, it does flower though. See the mate flowers? It does flower here, but it doesn't make seed because of the humidity. But what's interesting is that there's this whole idea of like, that's not really all. Like, how long is this plant gonna live? And then you also want to think is like, how much does it need me? So that'll decide where you put it in relation to where you are and how much tending it needs. You know, some things.
I know the metaphors here. How about in relation to other plants, like
again
vanilla on?
Yeah, again, it's growing on the Madeira Negro, which is a nitrogen-fixing tree that you just missed the flowering of it. You can see it just finished. This whole ground was all pink the other day. It was so beautiful, and it's really it's a very common fence post. The Madeira Negro is not only a NFT, but it's also we use it for like if your dog gets fleas or if your kids get lice. It's a really good one. So I didn't even start by saying this, but this whole idea of ethnobotany. Ethnobotany does everybody know what that is? Yeah. Now like all the kind of, plant medicine people are learning that word, but there's so much more than just plant medicine when we think about ethnobotanists. Ethnobotany is the study of the relationship between humans and plants. And this is such a deep relationship. Like, it's like if we didn't have a pharmacy, if we didn't have a town next door, it's like all of a sudden you really start to rely on plants. Like when I'm not here, when I'm like in the city somewhere and I need a stake or like a pole, or I need something like mulch, or I need something, things I always need when I'm in the city, I'm like losing my mind. Yet when I'm here, it's like unlimited. Like, or if I'm at like a friend's house and I want to make, like a vase with flowers, like here I could, fill 1,000 vases. Like, for example, at Envision, they asked me, they were about to buy all these flowers for like your zone. And I was like, no, I'm coming from Punta Mona. Remind me, I need to leave tomorrow with a lot of flowers. Remind me, Dad. I will bring the flowers from Punta Mona. You know why? These same flowers, we're mulching with them. There's so many of them, it's unlimited, So it's just amazing how we become so dependent. Or, if I'm feeling restless and I can't sleep, I can just like walk outside the door and I can harvest tilo. It's just like the relationship between us and plants. And there's so many uses for plants. I mean, there's our clothes, and there's our buildings, and there's the food, and there's the medicine, and there's the ones that make us loopy, and there's ones that are beautiful to look at, and it's just amazing how deep our relationship with the plants and how disconnected we've become to that relationship. And hopefully while you're here, we'll try to like reinvigorate it. All right, let's go this way. There's so much to look at. I could literally probably just stay right here for 3 hours. We have the whole afternoon, right? Yeah. Cool. Yeah, right here. Oh yeah, as we walk by here, you can see the new pineapples just starting to come on. These are baby pineapples. But look at the durians up there. If they fall on your head, they probably would kill you.
No way.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, way. They're so spiky. You just pick them up and your hands could start bleeding. I don't know if you could see from here, but around there's a wound. There was a huge branch that went over that jackfruit tree that had like 40 fruits on it. Yeah, we're really sad. It was a sad day here at Punta Mona. So I just mentioned this plant.
Tell them when you planted this tree. This is not like a new plant.
The durian?
Yeah.
I planted it probably 2001.
That's a plant that durian like smells really funky, right?
What? No, it's the third or fourth. Yeah. So I want to introduce you guys to this plant. This one here, you can even pass it around and take a nibble of it and tune into it. See how it makes you feel. Pass it around, take a nibble. This one, you guys aren't going to believe what I'm about to tell you. You're not going to believe it. When I was in 8th grade, and people in the back up here, you guys, this is really important. When I was in 8th grade, my parents sent me the child psychiatrist. And you will never guess what they diagnosed me with.
ADD.
What?
ADD.
Fuck you, bro. Yeah, they did. And they put me on this pill called Silert. That was like the latest, greatest ADHD pill. And soon after, they took it off the market because it was causing pancreatic failure in children.
Wow.
Here in Costa Rica, they give you this one. It's okay, Dad. Here in Costa Rica, they give you this one. It's called Tilo. And did you guys taste it?
Yeah.
You guys feel it? Like literally, like.
Yeah. It's good for sleep.
Good for like it's a nervine.
Yeah.
It mellows you out.
Yeah.
Right here.
I like that. You just eat it?
Well, mostly we make tea out of it.
We can make tea out of it.
So it's calming or it's
Calming. Yeah. This one right here. Pass that around and take a little nibble. What? No, this isn't katuk. This is called curry leaf.
Oh.
So in southern India, they'll be frying their onions, and they'll take a handful of the curry leaves and just like flash fry them with the onions, and it's got a great flavor. Oh, you did? Here.
Oh my god. Thank
This one?
You guys, look at all those jackfruits. Those jackfruits right there are going to be like the ones behind the kitchen. They literally get that big. That tree in a month is just going to be freaking pumping. Oh, look, you can see a big one up there. They're all going to be like that. This right here is Indian lemongrass. Pass that one back. Smell it. This is called Indian lemongrass. Look at the stage of this pineapple. Look at the flowers from the pineapple.
Oh my goodness.
The white sap?
Oh yeah.
It'll burn you. So if it gets on your skin, like when somebody's out doing a harvest of chaya, you have to be real cautious harvesting it to not burn yourself. You can't eat it raw. In the Yucatan, they actually make smoothies and stuff out of it, but only with like a lot of pineapple and lemon, which kind of cooks it. We usually stir fry it, and a lot of times with coconut. It's really amazing. Really,
So it's chaya spinach, you said?
Yeah, they call it Mayan tree spinach, and literally you could just like take a little stick, like literally I can go like this, and then I can come over here and I can go like that, and I can go like this.
Like yucca.
Yeah, it's the same family.
Okay.
Euphorbiaceae.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. This one right here is called katuk. This is one of our very best friends. Pass that one around. Take a nibble.
Is all of this katuk? Or
Yep,
are there like
all of it.
imitation?
All of it. There are some imitations, but that is all katuk.
This is you make salad with, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I definitely remember the salad just
It's the only
took.
one we have on the whole farm. So it doesn't-
Yeah, right. Check out this fern, you guys. Such a cool fern.
Oh, neat. Love that you can walk.
What's cool about this fern is that it's native from they found it in northern Australia, and southern Japan.
Wow.
So it's obviously where the countries split, where like the continents divide. Yeah! Hey Dad, you see that little tree right there?
Yeah.
That's called Pitangatuba. I just got that recently. Yeah. See, this is moringa popping through up there. It's ready to pop
Cute.
back. All right, let's go this way.
Do you have lychee here?
I do right there, actually, but it's not. It doesn't really fruit here.
Pomona.
Rambutan does. Lychee is more of a subtropical fruit. In Florida, they do really well.
Mine didn't fruit last year.
I fruited the year before, it didn't fruit last year.
Really?
How can you guys count how many you are?
Follow?
Yeah. 20, really?
You follow?
That I could do this.
He's trying to he's getting berries off the tree.
That I have enough for every one of you.
He's grabbing
Miracle berries.
He's getting miracle berries for everybody.
Oh. Are they miracle berries?
Yeah.
Don't eat it yet.
Don't eat it yet.
Take one, but don't eat it.
And then you'll know why it's called a bear.
Don't eat it. Hold on to it. You're like everlasting cocksucker. All you need is one. Don't eat it, though.
We're here in Punta Mona, Costa Rica, enjoying the beautiful permaculture paradise, learning from Stephen Brooks.
This is amazing.
This is the most it's ever produced. I got it from Gary.
How old is this?
Yeah, we call that miner's land.
Miner's land.
Yeah. What's that?
How old is the tree?
This tree is probably 4 or 5 years old. Yeah.
Clove tree, Doc?
What? No. That's Durian right there. That's another Durian.
Yes.
Oh, word.
Yeah. We've got several. Durian back there is loaded. We walked by one that's loaded.
Sweet.
The only producing one?
There's another one over by my house over there.
Tree house.
Mimosa has killer.
Where?
Chicken flour.
No, but we have most.
So sweet.
Take an even bigger bite.
So now after you've eaten the miracle fruit, eat the...
Yeah. Or they have to. Oh, he's melting. That changed his life.
Does anybody know this plant? Hey, how did it go with the miracle fruit? Anybody know this plant?
So what is that, Stephen?
Cinnamon.
Holy shit. That's my favorite.
So you just
Cinnamon.
do the bark?
So
Yep.
yummy.
That's where cinnamon comes from.
And I feel like after
A lot of people.
This is important. Come listen to this.
So a lot of people like to wear crosses around their neck. I wear breadfruit. So this is breadfruit, and breadfruit is just so incredible because it's like, remember, I don't know if I don't know if I mentioned to you guys, but in permaculture we want to maximize hammock time, right? That's kind of our goal. Is how can we maximize hammock time? This is a good picture. Will somebody do me a favor? Take a picture from behind me of what's happening here. Thanks. We want to maximize hammock time, and there's this whole reality of, thanks, Graham.
He gave you a hat.
There's this whole kind of difference between annuals and perennials. Are people familiar with the difference? Annuals and perennials, anyone not? Isn't it amazing there's like 150 people shitting right here and it barely smells? It does actually smell a little bit. It smells pee. We could move over, but I like the scene, looks really cool. What? No, good guess. No, I don't have star anise. I want it. Dad. Write them down, the things I want. Java almond, star anise.
The turkey, the orchid in turkey.
The orchid in turkey. Hey, Rob! This is called sacha inchi, or false peanut. It's the highest plant-based omega in the world.
Oh, they sell those.
I just recently came
Yeah.
across it.
Exactly.
So funny, Stephen. That's like,
I was using it as a
From
protein
right here?
powder.
Takes a lot to upset me. This tree right here is called ahoche, or Mayan bread nut. And it's a super nutritious nut that's native. And it's got a whole story that I have for it, but I'm not going to tell it to you. Check out these cacao. This is a native cacao, wild native cacao.
Wild native.
Hey, Rob! Hey, Rob! Great job on this durian, bro. So when I was here a couple weeks ago, you planted more lemongrass? Vetiver?
Vetiver on the
That's where you're going right now? Yeah. Hey, can everybody give it up for Rob?
Yeah, Rob!
No, really, no, really. We're gonna, dude, Rob is like my savior. He's mad at me right now because he sent me all these like WhatsApp messages, but there were these videos that I couldn't even watch. So I didn't respond to him and he's mad at me, but he loves me. So when I left this durian, you should have seen how shitty it looked. And so Rob's been leading groups on making love to the trees. Look what they did here.
Oh, look at those mushrooms.
Yeah, I saw them.
This is a special grafted durian called kamyit.
Wow.
Yeah.
How long does it take when years for
15? No, this will take about 7 years. This is a grafted one. And then, hey, Dad. Hola. Pura vida. Eyelash viper video.
Wowza! Oh my word! Wonder how much water this bad boy drank today.
And there's even bigger, much bigger ones in there.
Golly!
Oh, that's the berry that he gave us last time.
The cherry.
Cherry, yeah.
Get some.
Got it, Jess. Red is the better.
I know it's a little taller.
This is actually collector of water.
Have you ever brought anything that ended up turning invasive or weak?
Yeah, well, I brought things in invasive, but not like that it's going to be detrimental to anything beyond right here. Like there's this yellow iris, which is a flower, and it'll take over an area that's full sun. The thing is here is like, the jungle comes back so fast that it's going to shroud out anything that needs full sun.
Cool. So nature finds a way to balance it out.
Yeah. You guys come on in here, you can see the ocean here. Right here, probably next time you come back, unless you come back really soon, we're building a really big house right here. It's going to be a whole digital nomad scene with like a house that, like a 5,000 square foot kitchen, living, dining, co-working, yoga space, and then 30 cabins on the ridge all along this hill.
Wow.
And it'll, well, you know, someone can come. You have to come for a month minimum, and yeah, we're just kind of getting this going. We've just been like waiting to do this with this hill.
Wow.
What's that?
When will it be ready?
We're just about to raise the money. Yeah, we're just like writing up the business plan right now.
Wow.
Probably around 2.5.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll see if I know somebody.
Yeah. Yeah, I know it. It's an amazing business. I mean, imagine any digital nomad, like imagine it's like $5 grand a month. You have your own beautiful cabin, you get 3 incredible organic meals a day, and you have yoga, and you're surrounded by 30 other people like you in this epic house.
That'll be up here?
Yeah, so imagine that's $5 grand times 30, that's 150 grand a month. Yeah.
Stephen, will it be fully autonomous from Punta Mona, or?
It'll be autonomous as a business, but it will interact every day. So there's 3 things we're doing here. There's the existing Punta Mona, there's the digital nomad up here, and then we're creating an ecoversity, which is like a university 3-month program that's constantly rotating. And then every night everybody hangs out at the stage and like sees speakers and live music, and yeah. It's an interesting crossroads. Over New Year's, we had a really interesting 4.5. No. We had a really interesting reality. where we had this like really fancy group here mixed with all the Punta Mona people. And it was just this interesting crossroads, and I like that. I'm excited about, you know, finding that crossroads between like, you know, more like entrepreneur digital nomads and more like hippie farmers.
Yeah.
All right, let's go. I'm sorry, I hate going back the way we came, but we got it.
How many acres is this?
It's 90 acres. And look how different it feels up here. The breeze and just the views. And we can open up down there a little bit. Like, mostly it's vines that are blocking the view, so we'll just probably cut the vines and we'll open up a lot of that view, and we're gonna probably go up and do the story.
Paradise. We have solar panels up here at the top, rain barrels collecting, and they make their way through that pipe right there down into the cisterns right there for water collection, and solar panels bringing power down here. Magic. Magic running an off-grid sustainable community.
Oh woman, no cry. Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright. Every little thing's gonna be alright.
No, but first you start with the alright. Start this up. Get that going.
This is our well.
Okay. So where did you say
these came by boat? 10 of these came by boat. We lost one. One actually.
Workshop. This is where everything's built. Powered by generators.